G'day, my name's Chris. Welcome back to Flat Tank Friday. Welcome back to my shed. This is my Douglas, 1924-ish, 350, 2-speed, bump start, and I've been chasing a few problems with it. Last week, got a belt, thought I'd measured it right, got a C74, didn't fit, too short. My understanding of belts is that they come in A, B, C, and then I assume they go on from there. Gary, who's a subscriber to the channel, suggested that it's a C78 that we need. So I've got a C78 and that's good. So it's about 3/4 of an inch wide, or 20 mil, maybe just over, and it's about 13 or 14 mil deep. Or maybe it's meant to be half an inch, I'm not sure. Certainly the length is in inches and it's 78 inches, or 6'6". My understanding of belts is that they need to sit in the V-way of the pulleys without touching the bottom. If they bottom out, they slip. So there's a flat section on the bottom and they need to fit snugly into the V-ways, and that's easy. So I've got the rear wheel dropped out, I've got the frame split apart and the guard off. I'm going to flip the guard up, take the old belt out and put the new belt in and see how we get on. Alright, so the new belt's gone in nice and easy, and I thought it would. I didn't think it'd cause a real problem, and in fact it'll go over the pulley. I'm going to tighten the guard back up, put the frame stays back in, and put the rear wheel back in, and then I'll bring you back and we'll see how the whole thing fits, and we'll see whether a C78 is the right belt for this bike. Well, there it is. That's a C section in a 78 inch long, fitted up to the Douglas, and Gary was right. Gary, sorry I can't remember your last name while I'm in the shed, but the belt fits up really well, and there's a little bit of movement and maybe the belt will stretch, but it's firm. The bike's in neutral, so you can see when I turn the wheel, pulley turns over really easily, and there's no tendency for the belt to want to slip. Belt fits almost flush just underneath the top of the belt rim on the rear wheel, and does the same on the pulley, just fits at the top of the pulley. I imagine it'll settle a little bit. I'm really pleased with that, Gary. Thanks for your advice. I got a 74 to begin with and I would have gone to a 76, so the power of the internet and YouTube and good people interacting with me has led me to a 78, and that fits really good. So that's a C78 for anybody that watches this in the future and is looking to do something of their own. I'm going to reattach the pack rack properly, put the rear stand back on, and I'll bring you back in and we'll finish up. That's a good outcome. That's Flat Tank Friday for another week, and I feel like it's a really good outcome. Chasing belts can be a real pain in the bottom, so thanks Gary for putting us onto the C78 belt, and it fits perfectly. The 74 was a misjudgment on my behalf because I don't really know what I'm doing in measuring for belts. I knew it needed to be a C section, but how long is really hard to tell. A little bit of messing and finessing and trying different belts, so you've got to get a shop or a friend or someone who knows what they're doing. So thanks again Gary, that was a good outcome. Bike turns over really well. I can actually knock it into gear and it turns over. I've got compression and everything sounds good. There's no grating, no grinding, no weird noises. Haven't done the timing or checked for sparks, so that's on my agenda, but I'm not too concerned about that. I suppose I'm chasing some little jobs that can take some time. My next job is to put an exhaust onto it. I think I'm just going to run a straight out pipe because I'm not really fussed and worried about it. So I've had a little measure and it's 1 3/8 outside and 1 1/4 inside. So I need a pipe with an OD, an outer diameter of 1 1/4, and slide neatly into here, cut a couple little slits and put a V-band, put a hose clamp on it or a nice flat clamp, and that'll be really good. So it'll come back, and I don't know what I'll do here, but I'll build some sort of bracket. I'll sort that out as it comes. If I found a nice cute little silencer or a fishtail, I'd probably put it on it, because I'm that kind of guy. I hope you've enjoyed it this week. Flat Tank Friday feels like it was a success. Hope everybody's having a great time. Enjoy your weekends. Cheers.